Hey guys, welcome back to another SUPboarder independent review. In this week we're going to be looking at the 10.6 Warrior from a paddleboard brand called Hatha. Hatha are a relatively new SUP brand that's based in Devon in the UK, and they believe in making high quality affordable paddleboards. Specifications for the Warrior: 10'6" long, 30 inches wide, 4.5 inches thick. The volume of the board is 155 litres, it weighs just over 11 kilograms and it retails at $649. The general overview of the board: it's an all-round base SUP that a beginner could paddle, but it's also aiming towards that slightly better surf pedigree with the outline shape of the board too. The materials of the board: EPS foam core. As you can see, you've got carbon top, got glass layer underneath that, and the bottom of the board is 2 glass layers. And the fins it comes with 5 fins that can be done in a quad or a 2+1 setup. So our SUPboarder impressions. The Warrior has a very distinctive look, and to be honest, the carbon on the top here has really set it off and stands the board out. The fittings are okay. Deepish carry handle, you can almost get your knuckles in it. It's slightly recessed with a small amount of plastic bumps in there to give you a bit of grip, so the carry handle's alright. Moving back, leash plug at the tail, that's all seems standard. Allen key pressure release valve at the front. The lined EVA deck pad is very comfy under feet. The deck pad's quite soft itself, but it does offer a large amount of grip when riding barefoot. The outline profile of the board: generally the nose and the midsection of the board is all well proportioned for its size, and then as you move to the back of the tail of the board, you'll see that the tail is quite pulled in, and there's also a wing and a swallowtail at the back of the board, all aiding for that sort of surf performance, so you can get back on the board and it will turn easier for the overall size of the board. Looking at the bottom of the board and the rocker line of the board, which is the curve of the board lengthways, there's a nice amount of nose rocker, so there's no whitewater or chop catches on the nose. Moving back to a flat section, which you'd find on all sort of 10.5 boards of this size. And then slightly at the tail, just past the fins and back, a bit more tail kick. You can see that's really orientated towards that surfing. A little bit more tail kick so you can pivot on the tail a bit more. Moving on to the rails. The rail shape is nice, slightly softer than some boards. It's not a hard biting rail, let's say, so a bit more forgiving. And moving back, slightly harder just after the wing section of the tail there. Then going over the bottom shape itself, it starts off with a concave at the nose, which you might have known by watching other videos we've done. Concave is great, pushes the water in, gives the board lift. Moving back, and then it starts to flatten out and goes to a slight V and into a double concave near the back of the fins. You can hear there's a dip either side of the midsection of the board. Pretty much a standard sort of setup of this sort of board of these sides, concave to double concave towards the back of the board. So looking at the fin setup the board comes with, it comes with 5 fins in total, so you can run it as a quad or a thruster or a 2+1 if you want to think it like that. So the quad obviously is the 4 fins, 4 smaller fins, and you can run it as a thruster or a 2+1. I say 2+1 because generally that is 2 smaller fins and 1 bigger fin, which is like what we have here. Has a US centre box, and it all fits in. They all look proportionally well placed on the board. The fins themselves, as I said, a little bit basic, but they're plastic and they will do the job. You could easily upgrade those in the future. So what's the board like to paddle? Well, as with most 10.5 mid 10-foot boards, this is going to paddle fine on flat water, and which it does. Hasn't got the largest amount of glide because it's got a bit more tail kick at the tail there, which, as I said, is designed towards the surfing side. And the other thing you'll notice, compared to sort of an average 10.5 and the similar volume size, it's a little bit more sinky in the tail. That's because they've got a little bit less volume in the tail with the wing and the swallowtail and the slightly thinner rails. But then going into that, thinking about that into the surfing, it is going to react and surf much better in the surf. Unfortunately, the test window we had for this board, we didn't have the bestest as well. I did get it out on a choppy, sloppy day, but no footage of that, and I don't think you guys would be impressed seeing it anyway. But you can see by the look of the board, it's going to be a little bit more catered towards that surf market than the average other mid 10-foot SUPs that are on the market. Who's it going to be best suited for? Yes, it's going to be best suited for a beginner, intermediate paddler, or even an advanced paddler who wants this size board. But it is going to suit somebody who wants a little bit more surf background than just a general flat water 10.5. So if you are weighing sort of 70 to 100 kg, you want a flat water board, but you want to go surfing with it a little bit more, then this sort of board would be a good board to look at. Negatives or downsides? I'm not 100% sure about white deck pad. I have said it in another video before on another board. They do show up blemishes and marks and muddy feet pretty easily. And also the deck pad is really comfy and it is really grippy, but it's very soft. The downside of having a really soft deck pad is it does mark up, and it does show anything from roof rack ties to thorns to bramble marks. So white deck pad I'm not sure about, and the deck grip's a little bit soft, so it's something you're going to have to be aware of. Value for money at £649, it's a cheaper end board on the market. You do get a lot of board for your money, and I'm really happy with the actual outline and the actual shape of the board, so yes, I think it's value for money. Overall SUPboarder verdict, a nice mid-range size SUP at a good price point. It's going to be happy going down rivers, but if you're looking to get in a little bit more surf, this board will be looking at doing that too. If you have any questions or comments about this board or other boards we tested, leave them in the comment section below. Subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with the latest video reviews, and for more information and other great independent reviews, visit SUPboardermag.com.